Okay, this idea came to me. I was at the park. I'm still at the park. But I was thinking, how many people are doing semen retention because they want to look good? And are you even aware that that's why you're doing it? Is it in your subconscious mind? If you were somehow to be able to just be quiet, be with yourself, have self honesty, which is something almost nobody has, everybody's lying to themselves. But if you are able to do that, do you feel, because it's a very deep rooted tendency, it infects everybody and it infects us more when we're younger. I had it so bad, man, I can't even tell you. So I can totally understand it and I recognize it. And yeah, and that's why I'm not hypocritical and say, well, look, it doesn't matter how you look, so like stop doing it. I was obsessed with how I look. I would hire personal shoppers to like try to make me look good. I bought a mirror that covered my whole wall and paced up and back and forth like all night. I'd wake up in the middle of the night, turn the light on, and then check myself, check these gains over and over again. I couldn't help it. I'd stay in the dressing room for hours when I'd go to like the mall, trying to figure out, how does this shirt look like? Does it make me G'd up? And all this stuff. Constantly pay attention when I'm in public if the girls are think I look good. Are they reflecting back to me that I look good? And when I'm at the gym, are they admiring my gains? Are the guys jealous? It goes on and on. So this runs deep. But and then you get on semen retention, same thing. It's like, whoa, I notice, when I've been preserving my energy, I actually look a little more fresh. I look a little more bright. Well, my eyes, they pop a little more. Okay. I need to do semen retention. Why? Yeah, so I can look good. All right. So the reason I'm bringing this up is because, okay, the goal of of life doesn't matter if we realize it or not, but the goal of life is the same as this channel, which is to recognize our true nature, which is beyond this car that we're driving. Do you understand this body's a car? Most don't, but this is the purpose of why I make videos. That, only that. And it's like, all right, I'm in a car now. This is good analogy. So I'm in a car now, and some people do this. Even this funny example I'm going to give, they're like double layered in delusion. Most people think their human body's who they are, and they're very deeply identified with it. That's delusion enough. But some people very identified with the actual automobile that they're driving, like that they're obsessed with the car that their car is driving. Yeah. So this is the car that my car is driving. So the analogy is, it'd be like a person. Every time you see them, they're talking about this car. They're like trying to like make it nice, and they're saying, they're obsessed with it. They're obsessed with how other people view their car. Constant, like you can't talk to them about anything except their car. And if you say, wait a minute, hey man, like you sure talk a lot about your car. You seem very obsessed with your car. They'll like defend. You'll offend them. Like, what do you mean? Like, yeah, this is like what I am. This car, like, this is what I am. So people are doing that with this human car, doing the same thing. They think this car is like what they are. And so they're super obsessed with like, because they're obsessed with how their car looks. This is the problem. They're totally tuned on how all the other people's human car looks. Now, here's what I want to say. What if God appointed somebody that looked like the Elephant Man, which is just you, because of karmic reasons, your face is deformed and things are all messed up. But they're dropping serious science. If they're talking about semen retention, let's say that. Are you going to listen to them? Most wouldn't. Most couldn't even hear what he's saying. They would automatically see his face or his deformities, and their mind would dismiss him. and be like, well, he ain't got nothing to say. He ain't got no gains. Well, he's not like, you know, look good, looking good. It's so subjective, this term looking good. When you find your real girl who God like send to you, she could give a shit how you look, man. I'm just telling you. They don't care. Same with me. I did not care how the girl whom I had deep chemistry with looks. Now, yeah, take care of yourself, be clean, like, of course. Don't be 500 pounds, but that's common sense. That's just you're taking care of yourself. But as far as all the little aesthetics, color hair, color eyes, how fit, all that stuff, that just becomes. I don't. If you've ever met your real mate, you can't care about those. You don't. It doesn't even occur to you because you're tuned on their energy, on their presence, on the quality of their character, their consciousness. It's just that's where you're tuned on. And so, but unless you're aware of that in yourself, you're not gonna think about that when you're not going to be tuned on that in other people. You have to be aware that that's the most important thing in yourself. This more hidden, invisible self. But if you're more tuned on your car, you're going to be tuned on everyone else's car. Then you're going to want a girl who's driving a good car. Wow, yeah. So would you pay attention to that message though? If a real message was coming from somebody, could you tell that that's like, can you overlook the deformities and actually hear the message? I don't. Most couldn't. Most couldn't. Most are looking for, I don't know, man, some model type to like share spirituality, to share anything. Share anything. Look at the big businesses. They try to pick the best. Uh, it's real discriminative. They try to, for women and men, they want to get the best aesthetically pleasing person to do their work. You know why? Because collectively, everybody's tuned on collective level, superficial level. So, I mean, of course, if you want your business to thrive, go get some, you know, I don't know, whatever you call it, collectively attractive person, and put a bunch of makeup on her and eyelashes, and then people will listen. So, there was another point I wanted to make, though. I think it'll come as I. Oh yeah, this is what we're doing. Look, so this channel, I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. I have this channel. I have a spiritual channel. I have Transcending Shadows channel. It's more practical level. I get into diet and I get into more practical things there because that's necessary too. I don't really upload on that because now, well, I don't have time, actually, honestly, but because these other channels now, yeah, they keep me more than busy, but also because I said everything I wanted to say on those channels. Those people who want to know more practical things about diet and about trauma or that stuff, that's on that channel. But what seems to be happening, I didn't plan this. My main channel, spiritual channel. This is also a main channel. What I'm doing here though, see, I'm not talking to the masses. I can't. I'm like, God didn't groom me that way. It's not my dharma. You have like beginner, intermediate, and more advanced. I'm good more with the intermediate and more advanced. The beginners, it's just not my thing. I don't know. I'm not good at that. God appoints other people to help with that. Therefore, if you're a creator, or if you're a teacher, or if you're a therapist, know what your gifts are, and then flow with that. Now, the money is all in the beginners, hands down, because this is what most of the world consists of, and this is why people go after that. Make courses and look, I'm going to bring you from here to here, and it's like, yeah, right. This what we're talking about here is evolutionary. Nobody can teach you these things that we talk about on this channel. It's impossible. But the beginner's mind, they want to believe that you can. Oh, if I just learn it, if I just learn this, oh look, this person like has gains. I can be like that if I take the course. I think people actually think that. Um, do you notice though that what's an example? I mean, there's all kinds, but what's it called? The PRP, the stem cells. Okay, just as an example, PRP or something. Um, we're not at the level where stem cells. We're like at the beginning level of what stem cells can do. Yeah, if you have some, there's 4 levels when we're talking about pain: acute, subacute, chronic, degenerative. Stem cells might be able to help with acute and subacute. Chronic and degenerative is not going to touch, not yet. But they get these NFL stars and other athletes and to promote their thing. Well, I used to be limping, and then I did the injections, and now I'm not limping anymore. Yeah, maybe not. If it was acute, subacute level, yeah. But then you would have got better anyway. It's not a big deal. But the businesses, they want to. They know if they get somebody with that the collective are impressed with and has some status, that then people will listen more. Oh wow! You ever see the 70-year-old? They'll have some. He's like a genetic fluke, basically, but in a positive genetic fluke, we can say. And he's got gains. They ain't got nothing on this, but he's got gains. He's like 70, 75 years old. And so then the company will, put the protein shake in his hand and say, look, all you gotta do is like drink this. Or they'll create some kind of exercise routine and then say, look, just follow this. All you gotta do is follow this. Look at this guy. 75, man. And wow, looks so good. Because it's all about like, oh, how do I look? How do I look? When you know who you are beyond this body, you can't care anymore about how you look. Like you can't care. You take care of yourself, yeah, but it's like how can you care? It's that's why I like the analogy I gave about the car. I like my car, but I don't think about it like it's nice. I clean it and wash it and okay, but it's not a big deal. Same with this body. It's the same thing. Like it's just not a big deal. This is where we got to get to. So I want to finish what I was saying. What we're trying to do on this channel is find the higher level people. This is what we're trying to do. We find the higher level people here. Then they come to the spiritual channel. Because it's automatic. If a person is higher level in consciousness or evolution, they're going to realize, wait a minute, yeah, spirituality is where it's at. Semen retention's a step, it's a tool, it's fine, but it's not like the end all, be all. Like, oh, I just do semen retention. No, that gets you going, that gets you balanced, it gets the energy flowing, and you're not so dull. But then you start to realize, wait a minute, though. I want to know who I am beyond this body, because this body's limited, and it's always going to be, it's the law of decay. This body's going to die. This body gets more limited as time goes on. Like, is there something? And then you suffer that if you're identified with it. So you're like, who am I beyond this? Then spirituality starts to come alive. You see, I'm focused on that level. So then they go to the spiritual channel. And then out of the spiritual channel, we cut it even more. Out of those people, we see who's seasoned in this, who actually is beyond just the mental fashion idea of spirituality. Those who really like they've tasted spirituality, they've tasted who they are beyond the body, and they want to develop that more. Then those people we take and we can have groups. We have groups. This is what we do. That's why I don't even say I have groups on the Semen Retention channel, although I'm mentioning it now, because it's like you have to make it to the spiritual channel to even know that. My channels aren't about growing so much. It's about finding those select people. This is what it's always been about. I don't know. I'm surprised I have as many views or subscribers that I have. I think majority, they probably, I don't think it's for them. I just know statistic wise, most people aren't ready for this message that I'm truly trying to deliver, But fortunately, they don't need to be, because there's plenty of other people and channels and books and etc. that is geared more. See, God works it all out. Whatever level you're at, there's something there for you. So find your people, find your person, and then you stay with that. And then when the level changes, you'll go to, God will send you the next person. Everything's a school. Just keep going through the school. Sometimes people say, "Oh, your videos didn't come in my home screen or YouTube home." I didn't even know what YouTube home was until like 6 months, even after I had a channel. Because then one of the people that were helping me, they're like, "Well, people will see it on your video on their home page." I'm like, "What do you mean home page?" They're like, like when you go to your YouTube homepage. I said, I don't have one. They said, "Yeah, you do." I said, "I don't know what it is." They say, "Well, do you watch anybody's videos?" I said, "Yeah." "Well, how do you watch it?" "I just go to their channel." Like, what do you mean? I'm not like waiting for the algorithm or the computer to send me and say, "Go watch this." See how people are all hypnotized? You got to have a computer tell you who to watch. I said, I had a couple of people I used to like to watch. I just go to the channel and see, like, did they upload a video? I don't need to be like told. And then I went to the homepage and I see how many videos are up. They're like recommending all these different videos. I'm like, I don't care about any of them. I just want to watch who I want to watch. When you find who's good for you, you're not going to watch a bunch of people. You can't. It's just confusing. Why? Why watch this person and this person and this person? And then they contradict each other, and then you get confused. But we have to do that for a bit. That's how we find our people. Actually, you just watch everything, I guess, for a while, and then you'll settle on. Once you know who you are, your particular individual, self, and what appeals to you, then you can see like what's for you, whether it be people and food and environment and everything. It starts to be revealed. Your particular individual expression. That's what you want. You don't want to be caught up in this collective machine where everybody's doing the same thing and they're just waiting to be told like what's important. Oh, they said this is important. Okay. Oh, the media says this is important. Okay, I bet I should watch this. Oh, this person has 1 million views. Oh, wow, that must be important. Yeah, those are called sheep. You want to find your own inner compass and direction. That tells you what to watch. You don't care if they have 1 view. You're just like, well, this person's saying something. You don't care if they look like the Elephant Man. You're like, how can people not see that this person's dropping science? Yeah, that means you're becoming individual now. You're no longer a collective robot. Now you're individual. And then the next step is you can call it transpersonal. You go beyond the level of this human car and you realize that there's some kind of this one consciousness that's functioning inside everything. You start to become aware of that. The individual starts to become aware of that, and then it starts to merge more with that. Yeah, those are the good ones. But the very small percent of those. All right. Well, 18 minutes, I guess. You see, when some feeling comes, that means I should do it, I guess. All right. I'll see you guys.